Hi Gemini, welcome. This is the Feminine Inquisition. We are doing your reading for the month of November. Just to tell you that we had a full moon in Taurus, which could have brought to you some completion energy as it stands, you perfectly whole as you are. Also, it is always in Taurus that we learn about values, right? Our value system, but also how we bring value to our communication and the relationships and how we share how people are valued in the relationships that we keep and how we bring value to the world that we live in, okay? We have a new moon in November on the 20th in Scorpio, and so that's going to be a time to plant your seeds for what the new chapter shall look like. Scorpio always brings us death energy, so we recognize how to evolve, how to release the dead bits that are trying to thrive and hold on to our alive bits, right? And so Mercury is in retrograde and will play a part in this process. It's time for reflection, introspection, to see what we're responsible for, what we can take action and clean up, and also what we can just totally release because it's not ours at all. We'll do one shuffle on camera, a Celtic cross, and get into it, clarifying what the different. Right now we are using Tarot of the Oppositions because you're Gemini. And a Gemini gifted me this deck, so why not? Let's go. Center energy for Gemini. Nice. Ace of Swords. Can I see crossing? Thank you. I have the Four of Wands crossing you. Is there a truth, a divine timing for this union, for this foundation, for this home, for this harmony? Crowning. The King of Swords. Oof. Wow, the King of Swords wields the Ace of Swords. So you're definitely telling me, and that's your energy, that's your element. You're the one who's going to be speaking this truth about this foundation or about this union. Let's see more. What's the undermining underneath? Can I see what is the underbelly here for Gemini for the month of November? Thank you. I've got the Judgment. Holy smokes. So you see something very clearly now that you didn't before. Not to say that you didn't see it, but you didn't know how to take action on it, right? The sun is before judgment. And so you've been shown something, you've processed it, you sat with it, you were blinded by it, you saw the light and let it go into all these different areas of your life, different timelines, different pieces on your history, right? Because once you see something, it might change what you thought you already saw and however far back that may go. And so now you're thinking, it's not too late to save myself. And this is working against you. I'm not really sure what that means, right? Are you trying to take too many actions to correct something too quickly? Is it hard for you to begin to take action? I don't know. Let's see. What brought this on? The Six of Pentacles. Day to day, balancing back and forth. A give and take. You wanting something from someone, someone wanting something from you. Where is this going? The Eight of Swords, nowhere fast. Right? Okay. Personal position of strength, please, for Gemini for November. Thank you. The Nine of Wands on its side. Okay, trying to understand, can you fight for it? Can you defend it? Can you block it? Are you resilient enough to take action on it? How do you manage your actions up until this point? How do you manage your actions going forward? Can I see the environment? The environment is the Three of Wands. Okay, so there's some potential out there, whether you're waiting for something, whether you're calling something into existence, some expectation, some level of anticipation, right? You've got your best ideas and your eyes on the prize. Can I see the hopes and fears, please? Thank you. Hopes and fears is the Ten of Wands followed by the Two of Pentacles. Those cards go in succession in terms of time. Like in the order of the tarot, the cards go through different decans of the zodiac, okay? And so what we have here is the last decan of Sagittarius and the first decan of Capricorn. We don't always see these cards back to back, but this suggests that perhaps hopes and fears will prove true to you at that time, the turn of the year, okay? From the end of December to the beginning 2 weeks of January. Can I see the potential outcome, please? Thank you. The Hermit. Oof. Okay, so we know that that's Virgo, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury, as are you, so not far. That's an adjacent card for you. Going inwards is something, you know, you're very cerebral, and so you can see all sides. Underneath the bottom of the deck, I have the Knight of Swords. Okay, definitely not far from your energy. Quick thinking, quick speaking, and a lot of outward masculine energy, as air would suggest. Right. All right. It's a little bit all over the place, but I know that you're healing something that has to do with home and a connection. Could be one more person's energy here. I don't know. We'll learn when we clarify, particularly the Four of Wands and the Six of Pentacles, if it doesn't show itself sooner. But so much of this is heavily reliant upon the sword, at least in the nuclear part of the Celtic cross. Ace of Swords at the center, King of Swords at the top, Eight of Swords in the future, Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Can I see this Ace of Swords? Are we talking about speaking? Are we talking about messages coming in? Are we talking about divine timing? Are we talking about clarity? Show me what pierces the veil. Why do we need to talk about? Why is it here for the month of November for Gemini? Please. The Knight of Cups. The Sun. Wow. The Two of Wands, but it flipped and then away. One more. Okay. So the Knight of Cups to the Sun to the Hermit. That's a lot of lights about the sense of justice, of what is fair. So this Ace of Swords is going to be piercing a truth for you of consciousness, shedding light on the experiences that you've had up until this point. And what it shows, Gemini, is that there's a Knight of Cups and it's in reverse. So that means that someone has not been open to your love. You have not been open to love. You have not been open to dreams. You have not been open to subtlety. There's a lack of availability to water, a lack of availability to vulnerability. There's a sense that vulnerability is not important. Let's just blast this out with light. Perhaps like a spiritual bypassing. I'm not sure, but I have the Four of Wands crossing and then the Justice is underneath. Perhaps this is someone that you are connected to in a long-term commitment. Let's get deeper. Show me the Four of Wands, please. Why is this crossing, right? So there's great sense of awareness and consciousness, both with the Sun and the Hermit, and that is going to shine on this Four of Wands. Show me, please. What is the Four of Wands? So I have the Ten of Cups to the Three of Wands. Leo coming out here. I'll just put that back in. So the Four of Wands is clarified by what could be potential happiness for you, a lot of happiness for you, something that you've been waiting for a long time, something that you feel you manifested. And over here in the environment, you've got the Three of Wands still. So this is a place, a looking place that you often come to. You're telling me, I often call into existence the things that I want to see. And you've called this Four of Wands into existence. Judgment. Now we know judgment is in the position working against you, but here you've used judgment to make this happen. And you use judgment to actually make good on it when it arrived. Yet, at the same time, there is a clarity here for you that shows you it's not open. The Knight of Cups is upside down. Somehow, some way, this cup is spilled. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that is. I don't know who that is. We'll keep going. Can I see the King of Swords crowning? So there's an availability for you to pull down from this energy of truth, of discernment, of dedication, of discipline, of truth, of objectivity. But the King of Swords is cold. King of Swords does not make meaning. He just writes law. He thinks he understands the whole picture, but he misses so much. Can I see this King of Swords, please? What has he decided upon? Two of Cups. Love. So that's a different idea than I just said. Two of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Small offering, bit by bit. It's love, but let's go slow. What else? The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. A missed opportunity because it was too little too late. Knight of Pentacles, too slow. Interesting. Gemini, what are we talking about here? I don't know who that king is, but that king is the same person that is signified by the Knight of Cups in reverse, okay? Let's go to this Judgment. Maybe this will clarify for us, because you've been marked by the Judgment. You use Judgment to engage, participate, and love this Four of Wands. But now you're telling me Judgment's working against me. Maybe you're questioning yourself. Do you even have a good sense of judgment? If this is the kind of person that you fell in love with, this is the kind of person that you tried to build a home with, they don't know how to give to love. Show me this Judgment, please. Three of Cups. It's working against you that you think that you're going to get cups from this person. Judgment. When you try to make sense of it, all you can come to is cup energy. Meanwhile, they're in the pentacle. They just want to balance out. Yep. We're going to go now from the Six of Pentacles that showed up here. We're going to the past energy. Can I see the Six of Pentacles in the past, please? King of Wands on its side. Six of Pentacles, please. Page of Wands. That's a reduction of energy from the King of Wands to the Page of Wands. You said you wanted to balance out, but actually all I was dealing with was with the Page. You showed up and you said, I'm a king. I'm a King of Wands, but on the other end of this scale, right, because the Six of Pentacles is balance, on the other end of the scale is a Page of Wands. Okay, so we're both working with fire, but it's just a page. There's something blocked. The energy doesn't freely flow. The fire is, contained. And that's hard. There's restraint there. And it's very stressful for you because where we're going is the Eight of Swords. You can't think your way out of this situation, or you start to overthink the situation. And then how you perceive it becomes the standstill itself, right? And you don't really know how to make progress. Let's learn what your concerns are so that we can continue. So in the future, you go into the Eight of Swords. Show me. Ten of Wands. You feel responsible. You feel responsible. Temperance. You feel responsible because you thought that this was a blessing. You feel responsible because you kept on trying to balance it out. You feel responsible because you kept on trying to give to it. You kept on trying to change it, change for it. You gave it time. I can feel that. Personal position of strength, the Nine of Wands on its side. You haven't really decided. You haven't decided exactly how you feel from the actions that you've taken. You know that it's difficult. You know that if you consider yourself as the responsible one here to make it right, you're in a standstill. So if you go back from the Ten of Wands to the Nine of Wands, you try to just think, okay, can I just block it off? Can I see the Nine of Wands? Six of Pentacles in reverse. If you block it off, it's still unfair, and that doesn't sit well with you. It doesn't sit well with you that someone breadcrumbed you, that someone gave too little, that someone didn't explain why they couldn't open themselves, that someone was restrained. It just bothers you. You can't seem to fight against it or release it, so you're just stuck in this place of like, in the sense that it's not so painful, but in the way that we use this expression, it just kills me. It just kills me. Why not just say the thing? Why not just do the thing? Why not just be complete? Why not just? Because not everyone is the Knight of Swords. Some people never even know what it's like to say how they truly feel. True story. Someone never really knows how to get to the Knight of Cups. I think that's the lesson you're learning. So in the environment, you show me the Three of Wands. You're still waiting. The environment is also waiting on you. Can I see the Three of Wands, please? Eight of Cups. Boom! Leave it. Eight of Cups to the Ace of Wands. That's good. Turning what was this great big burden and you couldn't see any way out, and now you're going to start again. There's a breakthrough, a burst of fire, some nice energy for you to move into a new direction. I don't know what, but I have now the Ten of Wands, but in reverse. Carrying what you can, leaving what you can. And here we have great movement, a consolidation of your energy. You're ready. You're ready to burst forth. What you do with this Ace of Wands, I don't know. Let's learn. Ten of Wands in reverse, please. For hopes and fears. This is putting something behind you completely. Right? Let's look at the difference here. This is blocking your path, and this is being able to go forward with the Chariot as it signified previously. Show me the Ten of Wands in the hopes and fears, please. Forward movement. Thank you. One card. The Queen of Swords in reverse. The Queen of Swords in reverse. And the King of Swords, he said, I'm decided that I don't need to understand it. It wasn't going to matter if I got what I was looking for. I'm also the King of Swords. And you also are saying they don't even understand themselves. So how can I come to understand them, right? This is like the expression that if you try to understand crazy, you will become crazy. I'm not calling your person crazy, cross watchers. I'm just saying that sometimes behavior is such that we don't understand it, even if it's our own, okay? Let alone explore and determine why someone else does something. Now, I've got here in the outcome, the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles was after there. Sorry, the hopes and fears was the Ten of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. Because the Two of Pentacles is in reverse. So that means that you're not juggling anymore. It's the same message. Yeah. Understand. You understand that understanding will not bring you anything. The outcome, the Hermit. Show me. Ooh, okay. And look at this. How beautiful. 3 cards in a row. So the Hermit, this is healing. A place where you are in suspension, waiting for the enlightenment, waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting for the clarity. And here you're showing me that you are healing the separation, the feeling of isolation, the feeling that you were betrayed, that you weren't, that maybe it was at your fault, and that you were given a bad deal, and you are worlding it. You're closing out this cycle. Those are 3 cards of ending. And you're totally resolved because you see your part in it. That's why the Judgment is here. You see that you were very hopeful and that you were operating from a place of cups, but you had attached yourself to someone who, at the best of times, determined love by small pentacles, like a Page of Pentacles, a Page of Wands. And at the worst of times, it was the King of Swords. So if you're operating with significance of emotional capacity, the King of Swords can only employ the Knight of Swords, and he doesn't have the full picture. And you were looking to engage with the Knight of Cups, which was in reverse from the very beginning of the reading, as it clarified the Ace of Swords, which is the understanding that you come to this month. Can I have some advice, please? Maybe this will settle into you, like I said, at the end of December. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. But I feel like you're already halfway there. It's just a matter of being okay that someone had so little to give and not knowing why. That's really the biggest hurdle for you. Because you know you. And you know there is happiness here. This was an almost. Can I have some advice for Gemini? Whoa, let's just see what that is. Can I have some advice for Gemini? Five of Wands. What popped out was the Five of Swords. One more. Okay, got it. So Five of Wands to the Seven of Cups to the Nine of Cups. So there's going to be options for you to find your own contentment once you close this out, because the chaos and the confusion here is it's going to be clear for you that there was so much that you were thinking of and hoping for and creating from your own mind, projections of your own mind. And in order to recognize how to find your strength moving forward, if you're going to do projections of your mind, do it for yourself, for your own creativity, for your own contentment, right? Make the opportunity for yourself, not as it relates to external validation or cups that you try to build based on working together with other people. And the reason that I say this is because in this card, we have 5 people who are trying to make a star. So you and whomever it was that you were dealing with wanted to, maybe when you got together, there was a conversation of a shared goal, a shared vision. But in the end, it was just your cup energy. And if it's just going to be your cup energy, then just take care of yourself. Because there's going to be a huge opportunity to understand what truly sets you on the path of, creativity, the management of your happiness, the state of flow. I feel like there's going to be something that you're going to pour yourself into. There's a new cycle here of leveling up. And when you develop whatever it is that you decide to work on, you will understand, and it'll be nice to be surrounded by people that you can talk to, teach, learn from. I feel like your network will be completely changed. The opportunity is for you to come into a place of expansion. This is Jupiter in Pisces, and what you can do and what you can always see from the Nine of Cups is that you inspire other people to express themselves creatively because you're doing it so through and through. And in that way, you become sort of an emblem of what it means to hold your own cup. Okay. Emotional clarity about how to choose partners. That's where you're at. That is the transformation that occurs this month for you, okay? I leave it there, Gemini. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Ciao.